Alright guys, what's up? How's everybody doing this morning? Just a heads up, I know I haven't put any videos out. You're probably going to see this after I do get my computer back, but computer ended up taking a poop. I don't know what's wrong with it. The screen broke. I just got it too, which kind of sucks. So I had to take that in to get checked out and fixed, which I tried as much as I could to do what I can on it, but I only know so much, and I also don't want to risk damaging it and opening it up and things like that. So this morning it is 7:50. Gotta go into work in a couple minutes, but I thought I'd record just because I didn't get to record yesterday, and yesterday was like the turning point, I feel like, in this whole thing. I know I talked about documenting everything, and something I just been that's something I've just been going along with, and now I'm starting to see where I actually want to take this. So two things happened yesterday. I realized when this needs to be done and where I want to take this, and I mean that when I say when, I mean I have 3 years until I graduate college to actually make something of this, to actually grow this. And I think it's important that I don't think if you've ever had this, you won't really understand what I mean, because it's kind of when reality hits you. That's kind of how it was, and that's, I guess, yeah, that's about how I felt. Was I just understood. It's just like an understanding that, yes, I do have 3 years, and although it is going to take some time, I do need to be putting in a bunch of effort now, because I'm going to be looking back at myself in 3 years then and saying, well, I should have put more effort and time into it, because now I'm working a job for someone else, and I don't want to be working a job for someone else. So it's just kind of the thought that hit me yesterday and where my mind was. It was great. It was very clearing. I hadn't been, I'll save that for another video, but it was just very, very clearing, very, I don't know what's the word for that. Very, like the light bulb turns on, kind of, everything's clear. I really don't know how to explain it other than that. And if you've ever had some kind of, ta-da moment like that, you kind of understand what I'm talking about. And then the second is why I want to be doing this. I feel like this question more arose with, listening to Gary Vee, because he asks a lot about, why people are doing things and the intentions behind a company, and that the intentions behind a company have to be good. The intentions behind anything you do has to be good for it to succeed. And not for it to exceed, but for it to succeed. But the more better intentions, the more you have a willing to drive, the more its potential to succeed. Even if it's, not the first of its market or not the first of its kind. It's just the intentions behind a company is really where a company can either, fall short or keep going. So, that's what really hit me yesterday, and that's kind of what I also wanted to get across in this video, is why am I doing this? And it is also kind of one of those ta-da moments where I just kind of connected the dots, really. I looked at what I want. Why, I have these plans laid out for businesses, endeavors, whatever you want to call them, that I want to do with this whole thing. And, I just connected the dots that each one of these business ventures, each one of these, creating content, anything like that, it's all to help people. It's all helping people either better their lives or, create something for themselves or follow their dreams, something in that order. I have YouTube. You realize I just took off monetizing. Yeah, that's something that was kind of irritating me, because I felt like it was almost unethical for me to have it on. Just for the fact, sorry about that burp. just for the fact that there's so much information out there. I don't think you should be charging for this information. I think there's a lot of information on the internet that people charge for that they shouldn't be charging for. So, you come back to this, it's like, everything I want to do is to help people. I do YouTube to get my information across, to, give advice, give tips, show my lessons, and show how I am going to learn over these next 3 years. And you have to realize, although that did happen, I'm still not in overdrive. I'm still not hustling because I haven't learned yet. That's the one thing, that's my one downfall, is doing. So, just because I say all this, it doesn't mean, the switch is slipped. I'd say it's 10% or 30% of the way there, and it's another step, but it's not there just yet. So, YouTube. So then you have Amino Engineering Solutions. The reason I created that is, to help people again. That's a little more 49.51 as they call it. So I am getting a little more reward back from that. Whereas YouTube, it's almost 95%. You're not getting anything back. 100% in the beginning. But it's still to help people. I could be, creating all these products, thinking up things on my own time to create products. But I could also be, that's one way to take an engineering company, take something like, that's kind of what I saw myself doing, say 10 years ago, was just being an inventor and things like that. But really what I've turned to with that company and where I'm taking it is new product development for other people. So just anybody with that idea can get started, and I can take them to my YouTube page. I can give them that information, show them what I went through, show them the process that it's going to take to get your product to market. And hopefully I do get products to the market, and I can show people and use that as well to help them out. It's just kind of all compounding off each other, and each is helping each other out to overall just help improve other people's lives. Because I know this sounds really cliche, but it really doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank account if people don't know your name. Like, I feel like if people know your name, then the money will come. It's kind of reverse psychology. Almost like, it's not how much money you have that lets people know who you are. It's the money that follows people knowing who you are. Kind of like that. So, it's just that everything I'm doing is to help people. I don't want to say too much yet. There's one thing that I do. I have a lot of plans. Maybe one day I will make a video about it in my future plans, things I want to do, but as of right now, the one thing I'm not going to be transparent on is my plans for the future, because I feel like plans change so often, and even if that's just one thing I have a hard time. I'll share anything on this platform. I really don't care. That's the one thing I think I'm not going to share. But I have another company I'm thinking about. I will start eventually. It's in the works right now. I didn't fill out anything with the government yet or anything like that, but that the literally sole purpose of that company is kind of taking. See, I don't want to say too much, but taking young hard workers at their craft, exposing them, and then eventually helping manage them, kind of, and help them grow and help them build a base and a foundation, and use the tools I use to do that as well. That's another one of the companies. Now, I say that, and that in whole could actually be like a talent finding company, kind of. It really could be anybody, and that's kind of a business, but realize when I say that I'm specifying a craft to that. I will be working with. So if that kind of makes sense. I know I'm very, very, very short on that. Very, cut off on that, on what I wanted to say. But the other thing, the other thing I look at is, again, helping small businesses grow. Something I want to create to help them. So, everything I have written out is to help people. I want to be able to put out, a YouTube video that, people don't have to go do online coaching. You have to go buy this information. There's no reason to. You have the internet at your fingertips. There's no reason you should be buying any kind of information really at all, to be honest. There's podcasts. You can pretty much, with a little effort, with a little time, you can pretty much find any kind of information you need to know. You need to know on the internet. So that's what I want to go for. That's kind of what I want to do. And I kind of want to show how I use that information to grow business now in the year it is, being at the age I am, and, having a timeline, having a 3-year timeline that, truly I have 3 years, maybe a little, I don't know if you count, to really make this happen. And it's very, very grounding, very enlightening, clarifying. I don't want to use that term quite yet. Just, I don't know. I feel like that's more of a religious term, but I just kind of wanted to go over this. It's kind of what's been going through my mind the last couple of days. I'm sorry about the videos. They'll be coming out more. And just expect, this is what you're going to be expecting. You're expecting raw, what I'm going through footage. I will have some more, goofy, weird videos or whatever, lifting, whatever, but it is going to be a little more based around this, based around that. So, just stay tuned, stick it out. I hope I hope if you haven't thought about these two things and you are thinking about doing a business, thinking about anything really in your life, think about the timeline you have to create it and what you can be doing now to create something like this. And then also, why you're doing it. You have to have good intentions behind anything. Even if you're working for the man, even if you're let's say being a school bus driver, being anything. Yeah, I have school buses over there, so that's kind of why I said that. But you have to have a why. You can't just. That's the biggest waste of your life if you're gonna take a job out of college just for the money, just not because you have an interest in it. It's just think about it. Alright, thanks guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I know I rambled on with this one. Let me know what you think, if you've ever had any kind of moments like these, because it's really the first one I ever remember having. It's just, I don't know about it. So, thank you guys, and have a good rest of the day.